Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is the name of the Most High, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And I just wanted to do a little video response to this guy on the comment board, man. He goes by the name of The King Returns 2030. Oh, and by the way, I asked him that question because he was on the comment section on I was on what's that guy, Two Letter J, right? My friend Two Letter J, which you guys should know who that is. I was on his channel for the first ever live show he did, at least on that channel, or I should say at least his first time using live what is it, StreamYard? Yeah. So I was on there with him for a good 2 hours or so. But long story short, this guy was in the comment section, talking madness, man. So I asked him a question, about when the Lord's going to return. He said, the number in his name, right? 2030, which is what is that, 9 years away about? Okay. So this guy's looking 9 years into the future, man. Right? Mind the guy get a kick out of this. Inside joke. But anyway, this cat was, spewing some madness on the comment board, man. And basically what it was saying is that, at least one of the points I wanted to cut him on, give him a spiritual KO, was on the topic of the, the only laws that we have to follow today are the 10 Commandments. Okay, you don't have to follow any of the laws, right? There's 613 laws, right? So according to these guys, you don't have to follow 603 of them. You just have to follow 10. Okay, 603 of them don't matter. You just have to follow 10 of them. That's what these guys are saying, man, which is pure nonsense. It's pure madness, man. Okay, but that's what these guys are out here, spewing, or what's the word I'm looking for? Spewing. Excuse my stutter. Right, you guys are out here spewing madness, man. Right, you have what is it, Sakari, right? They teach that the book of Hebrews isn't inspired by the Most High. Ridiculous, but these are the guys that you're dealing with, man. All right, so let me just read a little interaction, which just is just a little screenshot from 25 comments. So I'm just gonna use this one picture here, and we'll make the lesson off of this. Okay, so for the record, there are more than 10 commandments that you had to follow. Okay, there are 10 main commandments, but there's more laws to follow than just 10 commandments. And we'll get into it. So I said, are all the laws that we can follow in these times, or Slaki, let me rephrase that, all the laws that we can follow in these times. Because I believe he asked me, what laws do you follow? Or he asked me, what laws do I follow? And I responded and said, all the laws that we are able to follow in these times. Then I said, one we can't follow is Leviticus 20 and 13, right? But others we can, right? So there's certain laws in the scriptures that we are not able to follow, in this time period, right? Leviticus 20 and 13, you already know that. Say for an example, how, hey, if you want to get a wife, you have to get a virgin, man. Okay, and the only way to do that is you have to take a young woman, right? So you really can't go around doing that here in America, man. Okay, why? Because you'll lock your ass up, man. Right? They'll lock you up if you try to follow that. But that's what the scriptures say. That's the law in the scriptures. Okay, that you have to pretty much get a virgin. That's the only way, as the Torah said, right? That's the only way you're gonna be righteous, man. Right? Is you got to get a woman who is a virgin, right? Which we can't really follow that in our times, right? The woman that we deal with, at least the brothers who are mature in this thing, right, been in this thing for a number of time, their wives, had many men before them. Okay, and that's not natural. That's not how it's supposed to be. When you get a wife, you're supposed to be the first man that woman ever lied with. You know why? Because the first man that a woman lays with is her husband, according to the scriptures. Okay, because the thing that makes a man and a woman married is sexual intercourse. All right, that's how you consummate a marriage, is by engaging in sexual intercourse, according to the scriptures. Okay, so you see, everything is messed up right now. Okay, so there's certain laws that we can't follow in the scriptures, but it is in the scriptures, though. You understand? So, these Christians don't understand, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's read his response. He said, Yeshua said, we follow the 10 Commandments, not the 613. You are lost, but can be found if you seek the true Messiah and repent. Right, but the point I want to focus on is he said that Yahushua said we follow the 10 Commandments, not the 613, which is clearly ridiculous. All right, that's clearly ridiculous, because Christ was going by the Levitical laws, right? The laws that the Most High gave to Moses on Mount Sinai, right? Those were what Christ was going by. Okay, and let's go here to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 17. It says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, until all be fulfilled." Oh, listen here. "Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so," excuse me a second. Let me go back to the top. It says, "Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least of these commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." Right. So the ones who teach to obey the law, they're going to be great in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay. So that's cut, man. Christ was clearly talking about the law in the Old Testament, right? The 613 commandments. Okay, so this brother got cut, man. All right, I mean, it's clear and to the point that Christ just said to follow the other commandments. Because he said, what? Those who don't follow the commandments are going to be least in the kingdom. Okay, and those who also teach people to not follow the commandments are going to be the least in the kingdom. Okay, so what commandments is he talking about? He's talking about the commandments in the Old Testament. All right, that the Most High gave unto Moses. Which we're going to get more precepts. Okay, because I mean, this is easy, man. Okay, and this is what Christianity is trying to do. They're trying to teach our people that they don't have to follow the law. Which the messed up part is, this is why we're in this condition to begin with, is because we transgressed the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. Okay, we went against the Most High and His commandments. So that's why we're all in a messed up condition that we're in right now, man. That's why we were taken into slavery. All right, that's why we were brought from Africa to America on cargo slave ships and sold into slavery. Is why, because it all goes back to that we didn't obey the Most High, man. We didn't follow the law, statutes, and the commandments. Okay, so that's the whole reason why we're in this whole mess to begin with. Bear with me a moment. I'm just looking for something. Okay, the book of Hebrews. Bear with me a moment. Okay. Okay, the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, and or excuse me, it's the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, and verse 8. All right, so Hebrews, chapter 13, and verse 8, and it reads, "Yahushua, the same yesterday, today, and forever." Let me read that again. Yahushua, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Right, so the Lord is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It means what? That the Lord doesn't change. Okay, the things which the Lord was against in the times of say when the Israelites were in Egypt, okay, the Lord is against those things today. All right, the Lord doesn't change, man. Okay, so what you're saying is by saying that there's only 10 commandments, well, you're clearly in error, because hold on a second, there's laws in the scriptures that are not in the 10 commandments. So are those not sins anymore? Because according to, what is that, 1 John 3 and 4, sin is the transgression of the law. So what about, let me give an example, Leviticus 20 and 13. Would you already know what that means? Okay, so I can't read it here because YouTube's sensitive. Okay, but you can read that yourself. Okay, so now you know what that's saying. My question to you is that not a law anymore? Do we not have to follow that in this time? The Lord said that thou shalt. That's a commandment. Okay, do we not have to follow that anymore? Is my question. Is that law done away with? And if so, well, how do you know? Because wait a second, that doesn't fit in with the 10 commandments. Is there 11 commandments then? That doesn't fit in with the 10 commandments. So either you have to admit there's more laws than the 10 commandments, or you're wrong. I mean, it's like, it boggles the mind how these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. Right? I mean, this is so simple. Okay, there's clearly more laws than the 10 commandments, right? There are 10 main commandments, okay, that are like the top ones, but that doesn't mean there's not other little commandments that are under the top 10. You understand? Right, so there are 10 top commandments, but there are other commandments that are in the scriptures other than the 10. Okay? It's very simple because, again, Leviticus 20 and 13, that's not in the 10 commandments. So either that law no longer is in effect, or it just boggles the mind. I can't even believe that people believe this stuff, man. I really can't. You know, and again, I was in the church, so I already know. Okay, I already know. But here's the main kicker, though. If we go to, what is that, Romans, the 1st chapter? It speaks about, men being with men and women being with women. All right, it speaks about that, and that's in the New Testament. Wait a second, I thought the New Testament doesn't speak about that action because those laws were done away with. Or what about if we go to John the 8th chapter, right, where the Lord, forgave that woman who was taken in adultery, right? You know, the law says that woman is to be stoned, right? But Christ said, hey, go and sin no more, right? So Christ showed her mercy. He didn't have to do that. He could have said, okay, we'll execute the judgment upon her because she did break the law. That's why the people there were going to stone her, is because she broke the commandment, right? The commandment is, if you commit adultery, then that's a commandment that says that you should be put to death for doing that. Okay? Now, somebody's going to say, like, man of God will say, oh, we'll see what that means. That you see, what's the word I'm looking for? He uses that, like I brought that up in a debate a while back, and he used that to say, oh, well, see, we can't go around, condemning other people because we're doing these things. It's like, I mean, hell, I never, let me say this. I never engaged in the act of Leviticus 20 and 13. I've never done that. All right, so I'm not guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? So some of these guys are just making stuff up, man. Okay, just making things up. Like, there's certain laws in the scriptures that are if you commit them, you get a smaller, punishment compared to committing greater, sins. I'll give an example. If you commit murder, that's a sin unto death. If you steal something, that's not a sin unto death. Okay, so that shows you that there's different punishments for certain things in the scriptures. Okay, that's a whole different topic. Okay, but the point of the matter, it is all made clear, okay, that we have to follow the commandments of the Most High. And Christ clearly spoke about that, as I've clearly proven at the beginning of this video. I want to get something else. If we go to the book of Revelation, chapter 14, and verse, there for a moment, verse 12, listen here. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 12, it says, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua. Right, those commandments of God are more than 10 commandments. Okay, I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about, man. The 10 commandments. The hell are you talking about? There's only 10 laws that you have to follow, man. How do you deal with what I asked? Right, how do you deal with the precept I quoted? That's a law. The Lord that said thou shalt. But that's not in the 10 commandments. So does that not apply anymore? Was that done away with? You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is what we're dealing with, man. Okay, these are the guys out here that we're, dealing with. Okay, it just, guys are just, lost in the sauce, as Mind of God would say, right? These guys are drowning in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much, man. I mean, this is easy peasy to deal with, man. Okay, so to answer the question, is there are more laws that we have to follow than just 10 commandments? Okay, that's ludicrous. That's nowhere in the scriptures. It says you only have to deal with 10 commandments. Oh, let me give another law. The scriptures speak against being a witch, right? Dealing with sorcery. But wait, that's not in the 10 commandments, though. That's not in the 10 commandments. So is that not a sin anymore? I'm very intrigued in seeing how this guy would respond, right? Because I asked him, and he just skipped over that question, right? He just skipped over that because he didn't know, right? But I mean, all I'm going to do, man, is ask that one question. And I mean, it's clear to the point, okay? That one question alone clearly cuts it, because clearly that is a sin, but that's not in the 10 commandments. But wait, according to the scriptures, 1 John 3 and 4, sin is the transgression of the law. So wait a second. So that means there must be 11 commandments then. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are just cut, man. These guys are cut 6 ways to Sunday by the scriptures. Okay, so to make it clear, there are more than 10 commandments that we are to follow in the time that we're in right now. Okay, we are to follow to the best of our ability the other commandments. Okay, of course it's true that you can't follow everything 100%. Okay, but that's why you got to do it to the best of your ability. All right, what is that? I want to say 1 Corinthians 6 and 12. Right, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. Right, all things are lawful, meaning what? The things in the law. The things in the law are lawful to do, but not all of them are expedient to do right now. Okay, I'll give an example. The scriptures say you can have more than one wife, but you can't really go around doing that today, man. Okay, because nobody really can financially support that. And also in these, countries, as Mark and Rose will say, right, these countries, that type of activity, they call that illegal, is what they call it. Okay, but the scriptures say you can do it, though. The scriptures say you can do it. Okay, so, you got to use wisdom, man. Okay, there's certain things in the law we can't practice totally today, but we address that it is in the law, and we tell our people, hey, to the best of your ability, follow the laws that you can, man. Okay, you got to follow what you can. All right, to the best of your ability. Oh, what about eating swine's flesh? That's not in the 10 commandments, but that's a law in the scriptures. That's in the scriptures that you can't eat that type of food, but that's not in the 10 commandments. So is that no longer a law then? Because remember, sin is the transgression of the law. Okay. Oh, and then if you go to what is that? Romans 4 and 15, it says, "Where there is no law, there is no transgression." And what does that mean? That means that if there, let me give an example, right? Because Mind of God's on there saying that you can't wear a mask. All right, he's saying that's sinful, right? That's a sin to wear a face mask. It's like, okay then, well, where in the law does it say you can't have a covering over your face? He doesn't know that's not in there. And I'll tell you, because I've read the Bible twice, that's not in there. There's no scripture that says that you can't wear a face covering. The closest that could come to it would be a verse that says, any man that prays or prophesies with his head covered, he dishonors his head. But that's not talking about wearing something over your face. Okay, that's not what it's talking about. Okay, so you can't go around saying it's a sin for people to wear face masks if you can't show me the law in the book that says it's not okay. That'd be like, what if somebody went around and saying that you can't eat chicken, right? The Bible says you can't eat chicken. You ask them, okay, well, what verse says that you can't eat chicken? They don't know. You know what I'm saying? They just repeat, well, it says you can't eat chicken. It's like, okay, well, what law says you can't eat chicken? And nobody knows. It's just, they'll sit in there saying stuff, but when you ask them, when you challenge them, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense, man, but this is what you're dealing with. Okay, these are the guys that you're dealing with on here, man. Okay, so just for the record, I just want to make it clear that, there are more than 10 commandments that you are to follow to the best of your ability. Okay, so don't believe these Christians, man, when they come on there telling you you don't have to follow the other commandments. Okay, those were all done away with, is what they're saying. That's not true, man. Okay, the other commandments were not done away with. Anybody teaching that doesn't know the scriptures. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to do a little response video to that because I thought that was worthy of doing a video about. Okay, because I see brothers are going around, even in the so-called truth, and they only subscribe to 10 Commandments too, man. Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, there's more laws than 10 Commandments in the scriptures that you are to follow. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to say shalom.